Hello everybody and welcome back to the Hudson Lawn Care YouTube channel. It's finally time to make an update video on the Snapper Pro 36-inch hydro walk behind mower. If you saw in the YouTube Shorts section of my channel, I got it back from the dealer for some seasonal maintenance. I had the hydros, I think new belts, a little bit of new everything. So there's quite a bit new on it, but this is not the overview video for this mower. I'll do that sometime this summer. But today I'm going to be pulling this out and trying to do a little bit of painting. Not anything perfect, but just to clean it up to make it look a little bit better on the trailer, mostly on the deck. Nothing else. Yeah, just there. And I might do the forks, the front forks for the casters. I'm not really sure, but honestly the paint everywhere else looks pretty good. Besides, I melted my tarp onto the exhaust, which I'm sure we will see burn off in spectacular fashion when I get this thing started up. So yeah, this will be a really amateur painting video because I am not a painter. But yeah, I'm going to fire this thing up and pull it out into the middle of the yard and yeah, talk about the mower and do some painting. Still got these dealer tags on here, so I guess we can just pull those off. But anyways, flip that. It's been cold. This is our first nice day in a while, so I don't know if this thing's gonna give me any trouble, but we'll find out. I think it's gonna go. Yeah, I had the choke on. It was ready to go, so that was my bad. All right, let's pull this out into the yard and get this prepped for paint. All right, now that I've got this pulled out, I took the blower and blew off some water and stuff that collected underneath the shield for the belt. And yeah, it looks pretty good. It's a little nasty up under here, but yeah, for the most part, for how old of a mower it is, it looks okay. You'll see some black grease and stuff. It's not old grease. It's just my dealer uses, I think it's the Schaefer's brand, so real thick black grease. Anywho, so everything's pretty dry here in the front on this plate. So we'll give that a go here in a minute, but I think we'll let this side over here air dry. But I think this and here are all we're gonna hit today. Everything else looks pretty good. It just needs cleaned. There's some streaking and some things like that. It just needs pressure washed pretty good. And we're not going to paint anything up here in the controls. It looks good. A little surface rust here, but might just take a wire wheel to that, but I'm not really concerned. Yeah, so I'm going to be replacing the front tires hopefully by the end of today as well. We'll see how that goes. If the paint dries while I have time to work here, then yeah, I already have the casters to throw on there. But besides that, the last thing that I'm going to do is the sticker for the deck height has come off. And so I've got over there. So I bought a Sharpie paint marker to hopefully remedy that issue. So that's all on the agenda. So I'm going to get a wire brush and, like I said, amateur paint job. We're going to just scrub it off the best we can, hit it with a little primer, hit it with a little paint, It's not going to match very well because how sun faded this mower is, but it's about protecting your cheap investment and making it look okay on a trailer. So all right, let's get to it. All right, a quick little method to my madness here before the video goes on. I scrubbed this really hard down with the wire brush, and you can see it's not perfect. I know a lot of people are going to come at me and say, oh, you should use a grinder and it should be bare metal, this and that, but you'll learn throughout the video, and that's why I wanted to explain it in the voiceover is, this was not about restoring this machine. This was not about trying to make a statement or anything. This mower is going to get scraped and banged up all over again. So really, when it came down to it, I really just wanted to make sure that I got any of the rough debris on the surface off, which I did, chipped away the paint, and just quickly cover it with some primer and slap some paint on there. So just figured I'd explain my method to my madness, but this is what it looks like and what I'm dealing with. So yeah, we are going to get some of this taped off and drape the tarp, I think. Things gonna get covered in primer and paint, and yeah. All right. Got some safety labels and some of the bars masked off, and everything else is tarped down. Like I said, the wheels don't really matter. And the first coat of primer is down, if you can even really call it a full coat. But we were unfortunately interrupted with a humongous burst of wind, which sent everything flying. Thankfully, my fiance was here to help me today with masking and things, so she was able to jump on the tarp and weigh it down. And you can see I didn't really get to prime exactly how I'd like to. I wish I could have coated all the way around, but I'm sure people were going to come at me say, oh, you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, I don't, but I've painted my Ferris before between videos, and nobody seemed to really notice, anything wrong with it there. I know primer is supposed to make a nice smooth surface, and there was very small surface level scratches all the way around. The primer did its job of making a nice even surface for the paint to be absorbed into and, do its job. Generally, yeah, I'm all for 2 to 3 coats of primer, but I'm not a professional painter, so because of how bad the wind was, we left it with one and we walked away from the mower for a little bit just to make sure it dried really good, and we were left with a pretty nice surface to work with. So that side of the deck that we're looking at was the most scraped up, so it's not going to be perfect by any means, and we went into it knowing that. So yeah, let's move on to adding on some red paint. And there's the first coat of paint. We are pleasantly surprised. Like I said, I did 1 coat of primer. I know that's a big no-no for getting a smooth, perfect area to work with, but we were fighting the wind so hard a few minutes ago, so we're totally cool with it. And like I said, this thing is going to get used and abused, and you never know. I could be the last owner of it anyway, so we're not fixing this up for selling purposes. This is for functionality. So 1 coat of red. There will be probably 2 or 3 coats. Anyways, I might touch these up if I work on that assembly today. Oh, I'm out of the shot, sorry. But yeah, the paint color doesn't match too bad. You can see that's where the paint ends from the front up. So it blends in okay. It is a little brighter. I thought it was going to be darker. We were both pleasantly surprised. So it's an okay fit for us. I think cherry red might have been too bright in the end for this mower with just the sun and stuff, but I'm going to stop yapping and I'll see you guys after the next coat. All right, the second coat of paint has dried, and this is basically our finished product. It looks okay. It's not perfect, but the point is when you roll up to somebody's house, that it looks okay on the trailer. So nothing got covered in paint that wasn't supposed to besides the grass, and that was a given. So is it perfect? No, but we said that at the beginning of the video. I'm sure I've repeated myself too many times, but I think I'm gonna hit the front of this real quick with some paint. I'll cover this up, and yeah, I was gonna replace the front casters, but I'm gonna wait until we have some drier weather so I don't take my brand new tires out and get them really nasty. But here, when mowing season kicks off, I will get this thing to the car wash to get rid of some of the rust deposits. You can kind of see they come off with your finger. So anywho, that's what we got so far, and yeah, and quite a bit of work later, and we're about done for today. I just hit those with a quick shot of primer and paint. Doesn't look great, it's whatever. So yeah, this is what we're left with. And is it the worst paint job ever? I don't think so. But it's not a perfect match, we know that. It still needs to be taken and cleaned real good from where it's been sitting. But overall, I think we're pleased with what little effort we put into this. So like I said, you know, standing back here from the road, nobody's gonna be right up on me while I'm mowing, so it looks okay. I got to put the shield back on, and I'll show that later. But I did finally get a second proper Velke X2. We have one good tire and one flat tire, but I run the no flat, so I'll be replacing that. But it's all hooked up, sort of. There's no pin for it, but we'll try it out here after a while. But anywho, if you're worried, why didn't you get that spot, or why didn't you get this? Doesn't matter. Kind of out of sight, out of mind. This is a mostly cosmetic procedure, and like I said, I'll have another video, the snapper overview. You know, I did that for the Ferris, the John Deere. Do the same thing for the snapper as well when it's all put back together and looking its best that it's gonna get. And finally, I don't know if I showed this off that I was going to do this, but we marked it with a paint marker. Is it perfect? No, just like the paint job. It's Hudson Lawn Care style, so I'm better at cutting grass than I am painting. But with all that said, I'm gonna get this put back together, and I'll see you then. All right, that's about all she wrote. So if anybody wanted a little video on the snapper, there it is. It runs fine, and I'll have an overview for that coming soon. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the spring.